This is not my top 3 best exercises for back bends and shoulder mobility. This is just 3 different exercises for back bends and shoulder mobility. Exercise number 1, lovely maintenance drill, closed chain shoulder cars or controlled articular rotations. All you need is a broomstick, a stick. If you're like a really movement nerd and you have something like this that helps with other things. You can use a mop handle. Just be creative. Something that offers quite a bit of space through the shoulders, especially if you're on this video and you're trying to improve your shoulder flexibility and range and chest. You're probably not here dislocating and hyperextending and hypermobile into the joints. So have something a bit wider. This may also help as well for the movement nerds. If you've got your home gym and you've got your TheraBand, resistance band, something that's a little bit more elastic. You can even use a dressing gown towel or something like that as well. But in terms of elasticity, if you're very, very stiff, this might help as well. So I'll demonstrate this exercise in all the variations. So I want to err on the side of space to start with, nice wide grip. I'm not going to gas you, this is like the range of my shoulders. My shoulders aren't the best, I've been working a hell of a long time on them. So yeah, this is one that's really, really helped, really. So coming up, back, over and down. Our closed chain shoulder cars here. A few things to bear in mind. I always like to have this seamless resistance in the movement. So I want to meet the sort of the apex of where I'm feeling kind of like the end territory, like the threshold of the stretch. I don't want it to be too easy, where it's just kind of going up and down, but I'm not also trying to compensate into the frame just by virtue of trying to get the task of having the stick in front and behind. So make sure you have a seamless resistance to keep the arms straight and the shoulders neutral through the movement. A few other things as well. Sometimes what's indicative of us going a little bit too forceful into the movement is the head, chicken heading back and forth, maybe coming up onto the toes, feeling like we have to do all of this dance to try and get the arm round just to keep the arm straight. Keep the axis of the tool nice, keep the axis of the spine nice and tall. No chicken head, head neutral, and the movement integral. Lifting, retracting, releasing. Last detail to play here is, I said last detail, now I can't remember, breathing. So important. A great way to time this as well is to use the exhalation as you meet wherever your sticky point is. For most people it's like here, 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 somewhere here maybe. Wherever you feel the squeeze of the resistance without it being blocked, that's where the exhalation can show up. It's this innate propensity to relax and soften in the body. It also kind of communicates through your nervous system that you can relax. So when you are meeting a stressful area of the body, the exhalation kind of says to it, no, it's okay. You breathe through this. It's such an amazing and intelligent tool, using the breath wisely. So in the stickiest part of the range, use the exhale. So I breathe in, exhale through the apex to soften. And then again, I can prep on the way back, breathing in through the sticky part. Oh, I feel so much smoother. Such a little detail there. And the variation that you can play with. Same thing. Now, if I'm particularly tight when I meet the sticky part, the band offers a bit more space while still adding resistance. So it's not just going to like completely outstretch. If you have it a little bit narrower, that resistance is going to be a little bit more, which means you're still kind of getting the scrub through that you want into that rotation. Another variation we can add to this. Exactly the same, but now this brings a little bit more hip extension as well as spine extension into it as well. So bearing in mind everything I've said just through the techniques and the tools through the shoulders and keeping the elbows locked out, doing the same thing here. Little cue now for the spine now. Imagine as you're lying down, your belly button is over a grape, but you don't want to squish the grape. So you just draw the belly button in and up just enough to not squish the grape. This creates this corset, a little bit of a vacuum for your core, your transverse abdominis, and sort of the connection through your whole body, which helps safely lift up into this locust shape. And from here, same thing. And I'm making sure I'm not making wine here. So I'm protecting that grape at all costs underneath the belly button. I think that's it. Exercise 1. Nah, it took a while. And all we're using is a friggin' mop or a handle. Next exercise. Don't know why this banana has a cameo. Next exercise. Now we've so these 3 exercises really work well together. You can weave them into your session any way that you need to. Oh, on that drill as well, didn't say, however many reps you do, up to you. Maybe 10 to 15, 10 to 20, weave it into your warm-up. Maybe just add it as a movement snack throughout the day sometime. You're waiting for the bread to toast or the kettle to boil or something. Just give it a little bit of a floss through the shoulders. This one here is a little bit more specific into the strength of our end range into our shoulder flexion. So the movement is this position here, and we can use a chair, a sofa, a bench, anything. Be creative again, anything that kind of replicates the height of your hips somewhat, the height of your hips, but give or take. And from here, I'm tucking the toes, rounding the back, and then as my head falls through, I lift up through the knees and hold for 5 seconds, and then release for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Affirm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I like to do that for about a minute. 6 reps, up and down, contract, passive, contract, passive. Some really important details you might have noticed already. Here, first of all, as I'm resting on, my thumbs are hitchhiked, pointing up to the sky to keep this external rotation in the shoulders, to prevent the shoulders from collapsing inwards, which can cause a lot of pain or discomfort around the traps and the neck. I want to have this opening and space through the shoulder girdle. So thumbs pointed up. Second thing here, to stay focused in the shoulder range and strength, we need to dissociate a sort of a natural movement pattern of the body, which is we find this overhead range. How does the body help this movement? We open the spine and the chest. So this is an associative movement pattern. We want to dissociate the spine from trying to steal the spotlight here, because then the shoulders aren't getting quite what they need to in specificity. So here I'm rounding through the back. So flexion of the spine, think cat pose, to point the tailbone down, round through the back. Then we know we're focusing around the range and the strength of the shoulders. So then when I'm here, I keep the back rounded and arched. That's where we create the lift. So make sure we're just isolating into the shoulders. That might be really challenging. A few things you can play with to increase the intensity or decrease it. The further up your hands go up the sofa or the chair, providing your head can still fit through, will make it a lot lighter. Also, the closer the knees are to the support of the arms, the easier it's going to be. So it could be in this baby shape here. Meet the end range press and lift. A little bit easier, a little bit more contained. Find the sweet spot. It's very scalable, the intensity of this, by just drawing the hands further down so the load is a bit longer and the knees a bit further back. I'm still going to stay in my sort of sweet spot of the range. So here, thumbs up. I'm rounding, but still finding this overhead range while letting the head fall through. And then when I'm there, build the strength and press. Now, if I cannot lift my knees from here, it's absolutely fine as well. As long as you're trying to hit that sort of max push there. All you can do is imagine your knees are on a set of scales, and the more you press down, the more you're trying to lighten the load on the scales there. If you've got a set of bathroom scales at home, you can just rest your knees on there. However heavy you are, the more you press down and press through the toes and the arms, We want to get that number lighter and lighter and lighter. And that's just a great drill to develop this strength to flexibility ratio in the shoulders. So again, from there, 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off. Make sure we round, thumbs pointed up. Light or lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you get my drift. Common mistakes on this one as well. Make sure we do not bend the arms by chasing the goal of lifting the knees too much. Shocking, don't do that. Keep the arms locked out. We don't want to bring the triceps into the picture because this area of the body doesn't want to do the work. This is where we're working here, so keep the arms extended and pressing down and locked. Last drill, favorite one here. This one is really good for the arching acrobatics. The feet elevated bridge pose. There's a few things to discuss with this one actually, but I'll just demonstrate the movement first. Bring our feet on the sofa, the chair, wherever. Elbows draw up, hands placed either side of the head, fingers facing the shoulders. And then from here, we lift up into that bridge shape, press through the hands, maybe prop up onto the head. And we lift and extend the arms. From this extension, we're looking to try to get the shoulders over the wrist. Also from here, my head is through the arms to give a bit more freedom through the spine, and a bit more space into the shoulders. If I really open up through the neck here and extend the neck, sometimes it decreases the amount of range in the shoulders. It's not wrong, just different. So head through and push. What we can do from here maybe is pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we can hold, maybe for about 5 to 10 seconds. Hold into that range. What's really nice about this drill is because the feet are elevated, it takes a lot of compression out of the spine. So it means we have more space to focus on how we're opening up into the shoulders, arriving above the wrist, and the opening up through the chest, because we're not having to create such a drastic back bend with feet on the floor. The caveat to that is that sometimes it is hard to push up from here. And if this is hard here to push up, you've got to work on that, man. How do we work on that? Just bang out a few push-ups. Got to get better. Bang these out. Here, if this feels okay, walk the feet a bit closer. Push-ups there. Because I'm sorry, you just got to get a bit stronger. If you can't create that push, then it's already a very telling sign that maybe there's some other areas that we should be working on, as well as this one, or maybe things that we need to work on preceding this drill. If you are comfortable, like coming up, what you can work on, which is really cool, is the press ups from this shape here. So we find our feet elevated. We'll lift all the way up and then push from here to work on this strength into this range. So something I could prescribe is 10 pulses, like meet that hard edge of the suspension through shoulders over the wrist, and then caress into it. Nothing we're doing here, we're trying to like really headbutt into postures, but find this carving through the thresholds, like this woo. Just be a little bit more forgiving, especially when you're meeting the end range of certain postures, because you want your body to feel safe and strong. Some other details with this one, something that I really struggle with on this, I think it's because I can rely on my bent arm strength so much, just through other realms of my practice and training, that I do find it harder to lock my arms. I find that a little bit more challenging. So that's an important detail to make sure. I have a sort of a bad habit of having my arms like this. I don't mind it. It works well with my movement, but I also like to work on that end range strength as well. And sometimes it's just a matter of just being a bit lazy or unaware of this part here. Sometimes I actually think I'm locked out on my arms like this. So I video it back, film it back, I'm like, oh, there was so much more push. So just from another angle, make sure, where's the camera? Make sure that when we're lifting up into the shape, we're trying to extend the arms, even if a bit further back, and then once the arms are extended, we lift up. We can do our pulses from here, with the arms extended. And what this can really help with is maybe our walkovers. And then it helps us keep that lever and that fulcrum over. Again, there's nothing wrong with bending the arms, but try not to bend the arms and then press the head through. I don't want to demo it again. Oh, it's heavy. What I'm gonna. So try not to create lift like this and push for there. Extend and push. Okay. Those are not my top 3 best exercises you can do for back bends and shoulder mobility. They're just 3. And they're 3 really fucking good ones in a myriad of different exercises. And as I said before, my shoulders and my back bends has been a huge journey since 2017. I've really tried working on this. Like, I could barely lift my arms up here without having to compensate through the chest or without bending the arms. So I've worked a lot on this. I've got 1,000,001 drills that can work in so many different ways. And I'm just gonna, just as requested by some peeps, some stuff for back bends and improving that range. I'm just gonna bring out this little series, just not my best 3 exercises, and just keep throwing them out. And you can just pick and mix whatever exercises you like, weave them into your sessions, into your warm-ups, however which way you want to maintain your body or your practice or develop it. Here's 3 good ones that intersect quite nicely. Hope you enjoyed. Happy exploring. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to leave a little bit of a comment and share your thoughts, findings, feedback, then welcomed. If you want to keep this reciprocated energy flowing, this conversation going, then feel free to subscribe to your boy. And for an extended offer of gratitude, I'm getting good at these endings, yeah. I'm proud of that. I jumped the gun. If you want to offer an extended form of gratitude, then feel free to buy your boy a coffee for all of this editing and all of this free content, you get me? Just one coffee. The link will be down in the thing there somewhere. Anyway, love, guys. Have a good one. Oh.